Hello, everyone. I started this broadcast before, and the NEPA went off. No, so I want to continue again. I've deleted that video. I'm starting a fresh one. This morning, I'm here to advise the girl child, our young girls that are growing on the choices they made on the choices that they make. One choice you make can either mar or make you. Especially those of you out there who are already exhibiting great talents, great call, great talents. You already seen yourself that God has deposited so much in you. And the same advice this morning will equally go to parents that are nurturing these girls. There are some children you notice as they are growing up with great talents. They are growing up showing sterling qualities and sterling commitments and maturity that is even above their age. So if you are a mother of such a child, handle that child very well and monitor the type of choices they make. This morning, I want to illustrate my advice this morning using these two great women and what happened in the choices they made. When you look by my left hand, you will see the young girl there. The young girl there is Queen Naomi Shinekola Ogunwusi. This is the ex-wife of Oni of Ife. I call her the ex-wife ever since I've not believed in the divorce until when she had a problem. There was a stampede in one of her programs at Ibadan. And I saw a letter emanating from the palace that addressed her in her maiden name. So it is since that time I have acclimatized with the divorce. Do you understand? So now, by my right here is Regina Daniels, the ex-wife of the billionaire politician, Senator Ned Nwoko. So this morning, I'll be delving into the choice of marriage these two made that other children growing, showing sterling qualities and great talents should observe and make sure that they don't make such decisions or such mistakes in life. Now let's delve into the story of the ex-queen of Oni of Ife. The ex-queen of Oni of Ife, our lovable Queen Naomi Shinekola Ogunwusi, or Gunsheyi, her name, her father's name. I'm addressing her by name because she has a son for the man. Okay. Now, when her marriage with Oni of Ife wanted to take place, many people condemned it. Many people were saying no. Because as at then, Naomi was a very young, talented Christian girl, already exhibiting call, already manifesting as a minister of the gospel, already doing great things for her fellow younger women and others. It is on the record that she won I think Young Christian Female Leaders Award or something, even before she got married to the Oni of Ife. So she was doing pretty well in the area of the gospel. Do you understand? And the story has it that Oni set his eyes on her. I don't know how correct that is, when she went to the palace in company of other ministers. Maybe to pay homage, maybe to as a courtesy visit. I don't know how true that story is, but that was what we had. And that was how the love started. Do you understand? And the thing was about to be carried to marriage, and many people were not saying, how can you, marry? You say you are a Christian woman, you are a prophetess. How can you now marry to Nirisha, the first class king of Ilife kingdom, the first class king in Yoruba land? How would you cope? There's this thing the Bible said. It say unequal yoke. The Bible says we should not be unequally yoked with the unbeliever. The unbeliever is not a cause. Unbeliever is somebody who did not have the same faith with you, whose faith does not entirely rhyme with your own. That person is an unbeliever to you, because he may believe your faith, but maybe it's combining, maybe like say somebody is combining faith, Christian faith, tradition, culture, all those things. Do you understand? That is, the Bible is not only the dictator of what that person believes. Now that person coming to marry somebody whose Bible is only dictating what she does, it becomes what the Bible calls unequally yoked. Do you understand? And then so many people were saying, it cannot work, it cannot work. But people said a lot of things that it will not work. But eventually the marriage happened. And when the marriage happened, it seemed as though it was working. That is always what we see. When people come, sometimes they say the voice of men is the voice of God. When people, though Naomi claimed she was led by God, at some point she said she had the voice of God. But I want to believe that all this God said, I had the voice of God, is subjective, is subject. It's not an objectively proven. Do you understand? It's left with the person who said, I had. And it is left with that person to know whether actually the person had or not. Do you understand? She claimed that she had the voice of God that said she should go ahead with the marriage. And even after the marriage, during the marriage occasion, people were still punching her. She walked on one liquid and all that, which some people were claiming it was blood and all that. And later they started clarifying and say it's palm oil, that it is their tradition and all that, So when she entered that marriage, she started, it was as if it became glamorous. It became talk of the town. It became like a match made in heaven. Do you understand? And people were like, maybe we are wrong by saying that this would not work. Do you understand? But at some point, it couldn't work again. It ended up in her penning down on her Instagram page that she has walked out of the marriage. And people for some time, people were saying, that her handle was hacked. Her handle was hacked. But as days go, as weeks go, as months went, it was discovered that her handle was not hacked. She has left and has left. And she left determined that nothing will make her to go back. Do you understand? So now, They said what elders see sitting down that the younger persons can't see standing up. It's an adage. Do you understand? So when the marriage broke, and since that time, the lady had been with her only son, she bear, celebrating birthday. I think the last one she celebrated now is 30. And sometimes some of these marriages are bound by oath that even when they leave, to break it becomes a problem. Until now, I don't know whether all the traditional requirements that's supposed to make her free from that marriage has been done. I don't know. And it is believed that once you marry such a monarch, until there are some still traditional way, the way you entered, everything is done again for you to come out, it becomes difficult for another man to lay with you. That's what we had. That's what we have seen. And today, I think she left that marriage, was it in 2022 or what? And from that time till now, either she left that marriage either 2021 or something. It's getting to 4 years now that she left the marriage. And since then, she has been celebrating that marriage either broke between 2021 and 2022. And since then, she has been celebrating her birthday, and she's 30. And meanwhile, Onirisha has gotten remarried to 6 wives. And of course, you will see that she corrected the mistake she made in Naomi. That palace is not the type that can be managed by a young girl. You can see that the first wife she married now is above 30. Check them in the order. Even the youngest of them was not as young as Naomi when Oni married her. Today, the whole blame is on her mother and herself. Onirisa is not even seeing himself as have made mistake or made a wrong choice. When all these issues backfire, women always carry the blame. But men will be the first to make the first move and pursue you with the last drop of their blood. But when there's a mistake, the whole blame goes to the woman. The whole blame goes to the lady, goes to the mother. Now, let us look at Regina Daniels' marriage to the billionaire politician Ned Nwoko. When it all started, many people, netizens, people said no, she's too young to enter that relationship. She's too young. In fact, I can remember one woman that used her page. She rendered courses on the mother in such a way that people are saying, madam, even though you are saying the truth, but the courses are so much. Why are you drinking Panadol for another person's headache? Before I continue, please follow me. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to if you are a young girl, subscribe to this channel. You'll learn a lot because I'm going to do more things on girl child. Subscribe to this channel. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Like and share this video. So now let's delve into the life of Regina Daniel. Regina Daniel, when this marriage started, many people said, oh, it won't work, it will not, the mother, some cause the mother, abuse the mother, giri. The marriage happened. And so when the marriage happened, They even went as far as increasing her age so that people will not make more noises. And when she entered that marriage, just like Naomi own, it was so glamorous as if it is working. Naomi own wasn't a polygamy. At least the exes of the king, there was a proper divorce before she entered. So unlike Regina, who entered while the other wives are still there, mentioned, and they are still there. You understand? So when she entered the marriage, it was like, oh, it's working, glamorous, everything, Just like she was saying, she said nobody advertises her pain. So those things that made people to say this marriage will not work started showing up. And they continued covering up. They continued covering up until when it became impossible for her to continue covering up. She had to make a noise and escape. And she has gone. Oh. And until you pay her now that she will smell that house again. That is always the ending part of the whole thing. So you, a young girl that is coming out of there with great talent, sterling qualities, sterling current character, and people are really seeing the talent in you, what you will become tomorrow. There is always a time that devil bring big offers to cut you from the main destiny, what God prepared for you. He did it in the life of Jesus. He knew that Jesus came to liberate mankind, and afterward he will be made King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And only through his name we can go to God. But what did he do? After they fasted 40 days and 40 nights, preparing him for all that he's going to go through, the devil came to immaturely make him a king so that he will now remove him from being what God wanted him to be. What did he do? He said, bow down and worship me. The third temptation, all this I will give you the word and all its glory. But Jesus resisted the temptation, and that is why today he has been crowned King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And it's only through him you can get closer to the Father, because he resisted the temptation of immature crowning. These two women were coming out in their respective fields as great women. But there was a bigger offer that they thought that was where God is going to use to make them reign. They didn't know that it wasn't. When you look at Queen Naomi today, you look at if she had continued in her ministry and got married to a fellow Christian, how far she would have gone in the ministry today. Although in her epistle she put on her Instagram, she said that her son is also a way of God showing that he was in the marriage or something. I don't want to go into all that, but what I'm trying to bring out this morning is that you, as a young girl, you are growing up, and from your childhood, everybody is seeing it that there is a great talent in this girl. There is a great future in this girl. There is a great praise, glory following this girl, favor. Don't allow it to be truncated by fake present or gift from the enemy. It will come with, the enemy will come with something so big, and everybody will say, this is exactly how this, but it is not. That thing come to cut short the main thing that God prepared for you. To cut short, that just like what he wanted to do to Jesus. He said, bow down for me, and I will give you the word, everything. But he didn't bow down to him. Today, he's been given the Lord of the earth, under the earth, the waters, the heavens, everything. At the mention of the name of Jesus, every knee should bow. That is the authority. But the devil brought his fake one along the line to obstruct, to divert. So as a young girl that is growing up with sterling qualities and great talent, be careful of the offer from the pit of hell that would divert you from the real vision that God gave to you. Because to recover is not easy. Do you understand? Sometimes I look at Queen Naomi. Today, even the husband who wooed her, who did everything to woo her, look, you'll be fine here. Look, you can practice your religion here. Look, I can erect a church here for you. Because, when men want to woo you, they come with sweet man. Even if you are trying to tell them the red signals that time, because that love, that thing is, they don't want to believe with you. They will only be telling you how that thing will work until they swept you on your knees. And then the next thing is that when it backfire, the regret will be on you and your mother and your relations. Nobody will ever say anything that, Onodisa played the role too in getting a woman that he knows that is professing to be a pastor and all that. He should have known that that such a woman may not be okay for this palace. Nobody's saying that now. And anywhere you see the man testifying, you testify of how the lady ran, and today God has blessed him with 6 wives. And he is happily enjoying his 6 wives. And probably this one has not even made love with anybody since she left the palace. She's been roasting. One decision can make or mar your life. There's no pity. Nobody's going to pity you. Everybody's even saying, that serve her right. Shebi they saw, she and her mother, they want to go and rain. Shebi they were there dancing. Shebi they were there wearing fashion and all that thing. Nobody will seem to sympathize with you again. It will be blame game, blame game, blame game. And that blame game is only on the head of the woman and her mother. The man who saw a marriage that may not likely work is in that kingdom, and he knows everything that is involved in the kingdom. And that it may not be something that a young Christian girl could cope with. But he insisted. He has seen beauty, he has seen eloquence, he has seen talent, he has seen, he has seen sometimes infatuation can come in. And everything you brought, I've met such men. When they come to you, you are telling them, look at how this thing will not work. The more you bring facts how it will not work, the more they bring facts how it will work. Tomorrow when it backfire, nobody will blame them. Oh. It is you that will be blamed. It is your mother that will blame. It is your younger ones that will be blamed. Now look at Regina Daniel today. We don't even know what to believe. When Ned granted one interview with BBC, he talked about how he met Regina, and at the moment his people advised him to get a wife from their place, and the moment he set his eyes on Regina, he knew it's the one, and all that. But today, the same Ned is saying it is Regina mother that brought Regina to me to save himself from blame. It is Regina mother who brought Regina to me. We don't even know who is saying the truth now. He that said he met the girl, narrated how he met the girl, and at the moment he met her, he knew is the one. 17-year-old girl is the one. Now, because of his position in the society, nobody is even, if you are talking of 71, in the show voters card stroke birth certificate, which one is authentic? Today, the whole blame is on Regina Daniel and the mother. So you, as a young girl, growing, and you are seeing yourself that you have a great future. You are seeing yourself that you have a great talent. You are seeing yourself, you are coming up to become a great woman. Protect yourself from immature offer from the pit of hell. Protect yourself. Because when it goes bad, it is you that will be blamed. It is your mother that will be blamed. In African mentality, a man has no blame. Today, this great woman of God, Queen Naomi, is alone with her son. Nobody cares what is happening. Nobody is arranging a meeting and say, what's happening? Is there anything that is still keeping her from remarrying? Is there anything that will still be done so that this lady will be released to get married to her own man? Nobody is talking about it again. The king is somewhere rejoicing that he has 6 women to her credit now enjoying. But this one can't enjoy. The woman has no voice in this place. So carry yourself responsibly as a growing girl child. Carry yourself responsibly. Be wise. Know that a woman is blamed for every mistake that has to do with relationship and marriage. And so you have to do your own. Keep your hands clean. Avoid some offer that has come to distract you from the main thing God prepared for you. God prepared Jesus to come here, suffer and die, and would be later exalted. And everything will be from him. The devil knew it. And that is why he planned and he met Jesus in his most vulnerable stage when he was hungry. He first used food. It didn't work. He used another one. It didn't work. He used the third one. Just bow and worship me. You have all this. You have all this. If he had worshipped, he would have the earth. He would not take the heavens under the earth, everywhere. Now he is the Lord of all, because he did not take that offer made by the devil to distract him from his original destiny. You are growing there, coming up to be a young woman, talented, Christian leader, and all that. Be careful of the choices you make. When you see big, big things coming around you that are not entirely clean, know that the devil is bringing all those things in order to distract you from the main thing God prepared for you, and to keep you frustrated along the line. And now look at Regina Daniels. Glamorous, they are one that is Senate nice, senators, secretaries, senator's wife, secretary, this, that, and that, from Lamborghini to jet, from this, that. But inside, we never knew that that person that was entering into all those things, she wasn't herself. Until the husband now came out and told her that she had been on drugs, which of course she was using to escape some realities that get dawned on her. And the man is still telling her that she started taking the drug before he got married. Just everything to pack the blame on the young girl and her mother. He'll be the first to woo you, to make offers. Some of you that are running around with married men, you came up as a young girl, married man will break your virginity and start to open a boutique for you, all these things. How has it been? Before you know it, nobody's marrying you again. You have become the one that is reigning now is that born your child take, and so person has given birth. But you are very pretty, you have money, you have everything. Why can't you now marry? You will now have child outside wedlock. Is that the will of God? It's not the will of God. So the devil have dashed you wet. He has given you money. You are now building houses, buying houses in Lekki, buying all those things, but you can't achieve marriage again. You will only now, the social person has pregnancy. When people get pregnant outside wedlock now, they are doing photo shoot. And they are role models. You do photo shoot when you are pregnant outside wedlock because of the choices you make. I have a 16-year-old daughter around me. My niece. I talk to her every time. 16 years. I said, the married man will not break your virginity. In exchange of anything. You're a big woman. Everywhere people are celebrity. This, that. And your body is like glass. Your body, if somebody look at himself in your body, see himself, but you can't marry again. Why? All these things I will give you if you bow down and worship me. If you start sneaking from one place to another with a big man, with how he became big, you don't know. You don't know. Until everything about your marital bliss, settlement, everything is sapped and you are giving wealth, you now start making noise all over the place, and one day now start showcasing pregnancy out of wedlock. So, you girls that are growing, I just want to use the life of these two queens to speak to you. I thank God that even when it get to worse, they chose peace instead of dying. Excuse me, they chose peace. At a very expensive, expensive this thing. It cost them to choose their peace now. It is costing them a lot. And Queen Naomi is costing her now, just with one child she gave birth for the king. She's been there out since birthday 20, 28, 29, 30, everything. Regina Daniel is in UK now, trying to find her footing again. She has embraced wealth that came without peace. Now she has preferred starting again with her peace of mind. So you, as a young girl, growing, be careful of the choices you make. Regina Daniel's mother said, it got to a point that Regina is the one that said that if she will not marry Nedwoko, she would die. But then she had been manipulated. Or whatever. So that is it. Be careful. Learn from this, our two queens. Learn from them. They are not bad. It's just consequence of decisions taken. So learn from them. Don't grow with that materialism in mind. Don't pursue the wind. Don't feel I must get this. Don't envy material things. They will come if you calm down, but they will come in a good way that will not hurt you or hurt your future. These two young women started earlier, very good. This Queen Naomi, as a single Christian girl, virgin, serving God. Even though she said God led her, I keep saying it's subjective. They will always pretend as if it's working, but it can't work because it's unequally yoked. So be wise. My young girls, be wise. Be wise, so that the devil always comes with offers that will rob you your great future. If you know that this one will coming up to be a good girl, good, talented, all those things, married to your husband, and you will come with one sugar daddy that will be taking you to Vasi 2 weeks and bring you down to Nigeria, and you'll be. There's no free meal anywhere. There's no free meal. No free meal anywhere.